Okay. I'll take those and I can't tell you how thankful I am you guys do your homework. Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
I cannot tell you how thankful I am that you guys do your homework.
Well, if you want to diligent. I'll get it done with class. Alright, oh wait, we didn't get that down.
Get the worksheet.
Yeah, it's a worksheet, but it has to be with my calculations. So this
You ever had
sounds
that moment where
fun.
you want to hit a student?
Oh, yeah. People probably have that moment.
Oh, I said that on camera.
I haven't.
Oh, ignore that. I never said that.
Oops.
Context is key, right? Context is key.
As long as you can edit it out, it doesn't matter.
Because the Bible says, Judas hung himself, go and do likewise, and what you do, do it quickly.
Oh, okay.
Those are all Bible verses in the Bible.
I can say ways that are much faster.
Exactly, that's why I said context is key, right?
Yeah.
You can do it way faster.
Okay, all right, that's what I was explaining.
It goes really fast.
Don't go telling your parents that that's biblical. Mr. Kramer said that. This is about. No, I'm saying all those verses are in the Bible. I just took them from different places, put them together. That's what a lot of times non-believers do. Well, judge not lest you be judged. Well, it's not quite what it's saying. You hear that a lot from non-believers. A lot. Also, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. Not in right context. That's why I'm not sure if Steph Curry's a believer. Okay? Also because of Steph Curry's, some of the actions he's done.
Yeah. And
Not bad. Like, I get that. I would never done that, but sometimes in the heat of competition you do stupid stuff.
And then he like, after teaming off,
Well, it's not, it's more of his social stuff. Like, yeah, language, who he endorsed as a presidential candidate.
that was.
Yeah, a lot of different things.
and because he's on
Some of his views on social issues like homosexuality. Yeah.
You know, if he was on a different team, he would be a better player.
You'd say that probably about a lot of people.
Chapter 3.
Like Kyrie. Alright, alright, you guys probably want to put this in.
Calculation.
Alright, Maury, bold prediction. Celtics or Cavs this year?
Cavs all the way.
You're a LeBron fan though, but take bias out of it.
Cavs or Celtics?
Now we gotta assume a healthy IT or a not healthy
I
IT.
know.
That's kind of a debated question.
But if everybody's healthy and our bench is doing good, Cavs.
Are you a Cavs fan or a Celtics fan? If you had to choose.
I'm a neither fan. I'm not a team fan. I'm a player fan. If that makes sense.
Oh.
Like I have certain players I like. Like I only like LeBron because everyone else hates him, and they don't view his greatness like I think they should.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Although I do agree that I will say this. From what I've seen, LeBron is not a clutch player.
Yeah.
That's just the reality of
That's
it.
why we need.
However, he is the best player I've ever watched from the start of the game to the last, like the 46th minute of the game. But he does not want to shoot at the end of the game. It's obvious.
If he was combined with Kyrie, they would the same person.
Yeah. Thankfully, he did have Kyrie, because Kyrie was
But now he doesn't.
an assassin at the end of the game. Yeah. Anyways, and that's probably my favorite player though is Russell Westbrook.
That's why
I love watching him. That guy is. I think he's more like Michael than anybody else.
It's like he doesn't.
He just
gives
doesn't
them the
care.
same amount of
Give me the
energy
ball, I'm
the
gonna
first minute.
go cram on your head.
How do you think the Thunder will do now that PG?
I don't know. See, Scottie Pippen was like the perfect player to play with MJ. Like, because MJ is a lot like Westbrook. Like I said, like give me the ball. I'm not gonna lose. Just give me the stinking ball. That type of thing.
But they're both stars. Like, for their team, they're the all-star. So.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I hope, because I really like to see Russell Westbrook be successful. I would love to see the Thunder beat the Warriors. That would just make my day. Like, I'm ready to see the Warriors just lose. Like, I hate Draymond, man. I can't stand that dude. I mean, I like how he works. Like, I like that he works hard. But man, you can't tell me that guy doesn't have a dirty bonus. I mean, some of the things he's done, you don't just accidentally do those things. But anyways, sight. I will say the Spurs. I don't like the Spurs. And I don't like the Warriors.
You don't like the Spurs?
Only because
He doesn't like the Spurs like the classiest team.
I think that. Let me finish. I think the Warriors and the Spurs play the best basketball.
Only because they're like stacked.
You know,
No,
Spurs
I'm talking
aren't
about
stacked.
the type of basketball they
Oh.
play. Like, I hate watching the Cavs play basketball. Just for this reason only. It's all isolation. I hate that. Like, you watch the Warriors, you watch the Spurs, they move the ball. That's how basketball's supposed to be played. However, I do like the individual performance. Like, occasionally I like watching Kyrie cross somebody up and just make this amazing shot, but like, that's maybe because I was never a Tim Duncan fan. That was probably the reason. I don't know. Just
Like, you feel bad about someone, then you just like run away. What do you like? Didn't stare at anybody now.
that's true, but he's as big of a whiner as LeBron is. I think.
Oh, he does this.
LeBron's just more emotional about it. He's emotionless. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Today we're going to continue on with sig fig stuff. That's really hard to see, isn't it? Is that better? I wonder if you can see it on the camera. Hey, yes. All right. We're going to continue with sig figs. Today is more separated from identifying sig figs the past couple days. Okay? You don't have to be good at sig figs to be good at this today. Tomorrow, when we do multiplication division, you have to be able to identify sig figs to be able to do that. Okay? Now, I think you guys are all pretty good at identifying sig figs at this point. Okay? Pretty sure? Alright? Now, first and foremost, when we're adding and subtracting, they must be the same units. Here's what I mean. Can you add 12 inches to 3.3 meters? You could change inches to meters and then do it. Or you could change meters to inches and then do it, but you cannot add or subtract if they're not the same unit. Can you multiply or divide with different units? Yes. You do it all the time. Volume, length times width times height. 2 meters times 3 meters times 2 meters. What is that? 12 cubic meters? How about this? 12 miles divided by 2 hours. 6 miles per hour. I can keep going. Okay, when we get into forces, that's next semester. A force is really a kilogram times a meter per second squared. But we give it the unit newtons. That's what that derived unit is. We'll get to that later. Okay? But you can multiply or divide different units, same units, it doesn't matter. Yes? You do? Yeah, you can. Now, we're not going to get too crazy into this until the physics portion where we do a lot of this. But I'm just making that caveat now, letting you know that now so that you're not like, what? Did Santa Maria come back? Alright. Why don't we get all these in, and then we'll talk about it. There's this really small ring here. Is this anybody's or yeah, well, I'll fit on your finger. It's some really small finger. Oh, it's yours. Hey. You were really looking at for that, weren't you? I don't know. Did you take it off? That's the first time I've asked the class if it was their ring, so I just hit it perfectly. This will really be kind of all of our notes today. And then I do want you to put all of these numbers, these little math calculations in your notes. We're actually going to solve them and then write the answer to the correct number. So go ahead and put them in so that you have them and you're listening to me when we go over it versus writing them while I'm going over them. Calculators today? Did you hear about what I showed you yesterday? Somehow, I don't know how it got brought up, but the conversation of basketball got brought up, and then someone was like, Johnny can beat you in basketball.
Oh my goodness. Oh no.
I said, doubt it. You're like, you're not any good. I was like, I can show you a video of me hitting a game-winning shot in college. You want to watch it? So I showed it.
I will see that. We should
Was
watch
it
it
really you
with
or
the
was it somebody else?
Let's do this quickly.
It's actually against the team that Grant is getting heavily recruited by.
What's that?
Grant de Molinaire.
He's like really good at basketball.
He's our
But,
yeah. And it's they're our arch rivals. So it was, I played for Northwestern, they were Dordt. They're literally 10 minutes away from us. So like our big rivals. What? What is my rival?
Yeah.
Dordt College.
Oh yeah.
So the gym was literally like to get into like a Northwestern Dordt game. You got to get there like an hour ahead of time because like it's just packed. And I will say this: it was a really lucky shot, but I'll take it. We have time. Well, I'll show it to you. I think we'll have time. All right. So here's what we're going to do. What we're going to do is remember the purpose of significant digits was for us to be able to, when we take different measurements, because aren't these two different, two different measurements. They're not one measurement. I got multiple measurements here. When you take multiple measurements and you do a math calculation with them, we need to be able to show the correct precision in our answer. Here's what I mean. A lot of times when you take numbers and put it in your calculator gives you like way more decimal places than you need sometimes, right? You know, you multiply two numbers and you get like 4.327789314. Okay? Your calculator doesn't know anything about precision. It just does the math. Okay? Well, in science, we can't just do the math. We have to have ethical precision because it's important. Now, this rule, this one's easier to do. You don't have to identify sig figs to show precision when you're adding or subtracting. So this is the easier rule than the multiplication division. So what we're going to do today is show correct precision for addition subtraction today. Tomorrow, we're going to show correct precision for multiplication division. That's going to be done a little bit differently. There are two separate rules. Okay? So you cannot use the addition subtraction rule when we multiply and divide, and vice versa. Okay? Does that make sense? There are two different rules. Now, here we go. Addition and subtraction rule. It says you're going to round your answer to the least precise decimal place, aka you're only as good as your weakest link. You're only as precise as your least precise decimal place. Okay? What that means is I'm going to look at my measurements. First of all, everybody take these two numbers, put it in your calculator, and I want you to tell me what the calculator answer is. Alright, that is the calculator answer. That is not the correct answer, showing precision ethically. Okay? We can only show this answer correctly if we show it to the precision of our least precise measurement. Okay? So here's how we do this. It's all based on decimal place. How many decimal places do you have? Because didn't we talk about how far you go into the decimal place tells you how precise an instrument is? Okay, so which of these two numbers is more precise? Which one? The first one, okay? Because it was able to measure all the way to the, what, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s place. And this was only able to measure to the hundredth place, right? So we can only be as precise as our least precise measurement. So first thing you need to do is identify which measurement is the least precise, and then count how many decimal places there are. Least precise, how many decimal places? Round your answer to 2 decimal places. What does this round to? Rounding to 2 decimal places. 22.8. So I'm going to round here, which means I'm looking at the next digit and seeing if I round up or round down, correct? Since 7 is 5 or greater, you round up. Since if it were less than 5, you would round down. That's not so hard, is it? Okay, let's do one more. Give me the calculator answer for this one.
17.0162.
That. So first off, I don't need to see the calculator answer. I'm just showing you the difference. That would be the correct answer, and no, it wouldn't because I need a unit. All right. What do we do? Someone tell me. Go ahead, Ethan. Yeah, find out which one's the least precise and how many decimal places it has. Which one is it? The second one has the least number of decimal places. It's the least precise. And how many decimal places, Shane, does it have? 3. Okay, so then I need to show the same precision as my least. So I would take this number and round it to how many decimal places?
3.
So like that. That's 3. That's 3. Oh, that's 1 decimal place. Okay, yeah. That?
Yep.
All right, do the rest. I think you can do it. think there's a couple of these that are a little bit difficult, more difficult. So I don't have this off the top of my head, so I'm gonna write the calculator. Excuse me. I should probably put a unit. Shame on me. Four is going to be a hard one.
So,
Oh! Did I add? I added, didn't I? No, I subtracted. Good. Five will also be a little tricky. Not awful, not crazy hard, but more difficult than the other ones. Again, the answers I put up there are not the correct answers, but that's what the calculator gave us. You got it, Mari?
yeah.
Again, this is the easy rule. Now this chapter is going to be a little bit difficult, not so much because each day has been overly difficult, more that it's over a lot of stuff. Like we've got like accuracy and precision, we've got unit conversions, we've got sig figs, we've got now this rule, we'll have the rule tomorrow, and we've got there's still another section left to do, so it is a pretty big chapter. You have a quiz Monday. I know your test will be probably the end of the week on next week somewhere, Thursday or Friday. I would guess one of those days. Okay. All right, we've done, or at least got what we think. All right. Raise your hand if you think you know that one and you'd like to tell me what it is. Jane?
312.8.
Yep. One decimal place. One decimal place. Okay, next one. Someone new, someone different. Sydney?
46.4 meters.
Yep. One decimal place. Here's my least precise, so I better show that with one. All right, next one's a little more difficult. Steven?
Was it 157?
No. Sydney?
157.0.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you did correct rounding, but remember, we have to show our answer with the same precision as my least precise, which is one decimal place. So even though it's a 0, we know our precision is still one decimal. So we still have to show it even if it's a 0. Does that make sense? Very common mistake. Don't feel bad about that. Really. Because you also kind of had to double round that, didn't you? Okay? Alright, number 5. Shane?
392 kilograms.
Nice. Shane's got this down. What was that, kilograms?
Yeah.
Okay, sometimes kids struggle with the idea that if there's no decimal places, how do I round to the least precise decimal place? Well, no decimal places means no decimal places. Okay? Yes?
I got 391.2. Yeah, but 1 1,000.
How many decimal places does that have? No. How many decimal places? 0. So my answer better not have any decimal places.
Okay, I see.
Does that make sense, everybody?
Yeah.
Any questions? Not too bad? I think that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Homework. Video. No, homework. Ball.
He don't care about basketball.
Silent ball.
I
Silent
know.
ball. That's we can look it up on YouTube. Tell us where it is.
No, I'd rather you do your homework.
No, wait.
This is homework.
I have to study them all. I'm pretty sure I'll get there.
You're using my words right back at me, aren't you?